And good evening, good morning, I guess, college curling fans. We're Roger Roulette and Dave Craig Nolan here with you
everybody.
At the Utica Curling Club for Draw 3 of the 2019 UCC College Bonspiel. Our feature matchup today are a couple of good teams, SUNY Poly 1 and RIT 1, winners from their first round of action. And they're squaring off here on sheet 3. And SUNY Poly 1 will have the yellow stones. RIT 1 will have the blue stones in this matchup.
About to get underway here this morning. Snowy morning in central New York. Not a better day than a snowy morning for a curling event. Great to see our warm room abuzz with college curlers here. It's so good for the kids involved here and the sport in general. So hope you sit back and enjoy the game with us. Chat room will be open. Roger will be commandeering all the technical end of the broadcast today, as he does with some degree of expertise. And I hope you sit back and enjoy. We're excited about the game here.
Teams flip for hammer here in the preliminary round, so we'll get a idea who's got the last rock in the first in just a moment here.
Looks like SUNY Poly's going to be throwing lead rock here. Jackson, we're going to try and get your name right all morning. We're just going to refer to you to Jackson after the first pronunciation. As I understand, it's Lanzafami. So you can correct us on that one if it's not. I asked everybody twice, and I think I'm still struggling with it, but we'll call him Jackson from here. It's like our usual fast ice here, a fresh scrape.
Yes, they did a little nip with the scraper, and that makes it really quick. It was running about 25 this morning, 24 in the first inning.
I was just thinking that's about 24 right to the touching the 8-foot circle. So we're on really, really quick ice here this morning. Morgan Shine, lead for RIT 1 here with his first rock of the morning.
Big Morg as he goes by.
Big Morg, I like that.
He's a sophomore in mechanical engineering. Been curling for 3 years.
Excellent. I wish I had started when I was that young.
This RIT 1 team is a pretty experienced team. They've got 9, 5, 3, and 3 years of curling experience among them.
Wow, that's really great.
So I expect this to be a good matchup.
Don't know if they're going to make the hog line or not. I think that's a hogger there for Jackson's second rock, leaving the yellow rock exposed. Big Morg will get a chance to test his takeout skills here early in the game.
Yeah, the SUNY Poly team, no shortage of experience there either. They've got 10-4. I'm trying to think. Aaron Bailey's got to have 3 or 4 years. And Jackson Lanzafame is his first year of curling.
Wow. That rock really took off on him. He started that rock, what relatively from my angle looked like it was on the broom, and that rock curled with kind of a control weight, curled a good 3 feet. So
yeah, as you and I know, going inside out at these, you really better bring some weight.
Or they'll buckle on you, huh?
Yep, or take some ice.
Did you say that Aaron Bailey's a first-year curler here for SUNY?
No, Lanzafame. I know Aaron's curled for a few years.
Okay, I thought so.
He didn't write down his curling experience, but I'm pretty sure he's been curling for a while.
Love those colorful pants. I'm going to have to break down and get a pair of those. Looks like we're going to split the house here. Quite possibly take one out. And it hung around, so there's 2 rocks on the park here. No real panic necessary with hammer here for RIT.
Yeah, they'll have to hit a few stones here. They're a long way from getting a deuce yet.
Down weight.
Another inside-out shot, and this is going to buckle.
Especially with this down weight, this is more like a draw. And they might be able to save this as to get behind. Maybe he was throwing that. I'm not sure. Looks like maybe he was throwing a draw. Nope, he was trying to hit. And Blake will get that through the park. And shaping up pretty good here for SUNY Poly early. It's amazing how a couple of misses early in an end, you and I both know we've curled together for years, that a couple misses in an end can really change the complexion. And all of a sudden, you know, what looks like you got hammer and you're scrambling to get your one at some point, you know, with a couple misses like that.
Well, and you wind up chasing the whole end, trying to run rocks out of the way.
Sure.
And you don't want to touch this guard. It's starting to over curl a hair.
And it left it wide open. Wow, it really turned into a corner for RIT. If he can hit and come underneath this one, he'll be back in line to get his deuce.
Be back in business.
Yeah. Second rock for Eric Wilson, second for RIT.
Fifth year in computer science. 3 years of curling experience.
Rock really went sideways on him. Don't know if they're getting it by or not. No, a little kiss. May roll over and get the other one. And in fact, it did.
Got a little lucky break there.
Not a horrible outcome.
Sticking in the back. And
so if you're Blake, do you take the deuce out of commission right away?
Yeah, I think you got to hit that rock.
As do I.
Sit 1-2. I mean, that's going to force Blake not to guard his shot stone.
Correct. With the way the ice is curling early, too, it's hard to know where to put the broom to get a proper guard, you know, here, depending on what turn you choose to throw.
Well, you don't want to over curl and give him an easy deuce here in the first end.
Sure. Jeremy Jean, member of our club, as is Blake, also playing in men's leagues here, quite successfully thus far.
I got a little bit of curl on this one, too. It's going to hit and roll out, maybe.
I don't know.
It's going to hang around?
No, it doesn't look like it. And it looks like it
just
went
going to roll off.
Rolled out.
And Ice Crew's done a magnificent job prepping our ice this morning. We've had a ton of curl and a lot of speed.
And that's a good thing, especially when you get speed early. It gives the players, there's not much of an adjustment time there. They know what they're going to get right out of the get-go.
And you're not chasing your draw weight for 2 ends,
right,
which is nice.
Sure.
Yeah, a little better pace on this shot going inside out, and that's going to be almost right on the nose.
Tommy Bodie, nice throw, and he's going to double out the rock in the back as well. Good shot.
Got rid of the trip hazard.
Yeah.
Now we're shaping up to head toward a blank here.
Jeremy Zhang actually playing in the top of the men's ladder in our curling club. Curling with Dave Palazzoli on Wednesday nights, and had the privilege of playing against Jeremy this week, and he played really, really well. And it's really good to see a young guy like that play as solid as he did.
Yeah, I think I'm 1 week ahead of you in the league, and I played Dave the week before, and Jeremy was playing quite strong
that
evening.
You know, and these guys tend to, if they're not pay attention, but certainly playing with experienced curlers is a good way to learn the strategy of the game. Of course, execution is so crucial in this game, but when you get to play with experienced guys who know how to call ice and strategy, and it really can bring your game along in a hurry. Tommy not happy with this one. He kind of got down weight a little bit, and
yeah, again,
rocks will go.
Just kind of hack weight, and that's going to buckle hard.
My goodness.
And the one nice thing I like about the ice, the way they've got it prepped now, is it really rewards players for weight control.
Indeed.
If you don't control your weight on this ice, you'll get yourself in trouble.
Very true. So if you're Blake here, there's a bunch of ways of making this shot. You could tap it up. You could split them and force RIT to play for one. That guard, well, I guess the guard way out here on the left is still in play to get something behind it.
This is not a great steel rock, but it's worth guarding if you want to try to get a force. Or you could just split the house here if you don't really care about trying to generate a steal this end.
Sure.
That rock's not in a great position if the other skip can make a draw. And guarding this rock, you're just doing it as an annoyance. You're forcing.
Well said.
You're forcing RIT to think about how to get their one. The sweepers haven't touched this.
Coming over nice now.
And just get a little split here would
rub
be okay.
is fine here, yeah.
Just split the house.
That's just right.
And that works fine.
Yeah.
Good miss.
Tough double, almost impossible double.
Oh, they're dead even across the
no shot
house.
of a double here. You could hit one and flop over to the other one with big weight, but
you'll flop behind it though, so
sure.
It's a little bit of a risk.
Yeah.
I think realistically here you're looking to hit and stick somewhere and hope for a miss.
Sure.
Hit and roll out, something like that to get yourself a blank. Dead miss, you might have a chance at two.
Zach Blau with his first skip rock of the game. A lot of orange down there at the other end. We got orange drawers and an orange broom head. Can't miss hitting the broom.
Yeah. Coming inside out at the shot rock on the right.
Don't know if he's going to keep his shooter here. Nope.
Just going to hit and roll away. So now a chance for. Actually, Blake could guard that stone if he wants. Force a draw to the 4 foot.
Sure
that one's touching the 4. You could go right top 12, or again you could split the house again and get your force.
Looks like that's what he's going to try. We've seen a couple rocks curl like crazy with draw weight here, so I think he can almost get to the 8 foot on the other side here if he throws the right weight.
Really depends on what you want the other skip to throw with his last rock.
Sure.
If you want to throw that hit again, then go ahead and split the house. If you want to force him to draw, go ahead and guard that rock on the side of the 4. You definitely want to be in here.
It's safely in.
And it's real quick.
T-line.
It is really sliding good, and that's in a great spot.
Nice shot there from Blake. Right to the
So
T-line.
he's going to force a hit and stick now.
Zach just threw this shot, so he'll have a better idea of the line that he needs. Don't need big weight here for these kind of shots either. You know, you have a chance of sticking around if you throw kind of hack to board kind of weight with this.
You know, coming inside out though, I don't want to be, don't want to lollipop this. It'll curl.
No, you throw through the house weight here. This thing's going to go to shoot 4.
Yep. You want to throw down weight. I go outside in. This should curl up nice.
It's tight.
It'll curl up nice.
Yeah. Real tight.
You need to hold it for line.
Yeah, they got it. Well thrown.
Right on the nose.
Very nice shot there from Zach to get his 1. I guess mission accomplished there if you're SUNY Poly.
Yeah, get your force.
Get your force, get the hammer, and move on.
So 1-0 after 1. Well played shots in that end.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can get an ice speed here in one of these stones. But stones look like they're sliding really good.
Oh man, are they ever. This rock's gone.
This rock is through the house.
Almost to the hack, huh? Yeah.
Now a freebie for SUNY Poly. They can throw a corner guard with no risk.
And we are in 5 rock here, correct?
We are in 5 rock rule.
Okay, yep.
Law of the land in curling in the U.S. and worldwide.
Nothing like having three young bucks sweeping here, huh? They dragged this rock about
They dragged that a mile.
15 feet farther than I thought it would go.
Got it over to a corner guard. A little tight to the center line, but usable. It is going to cut off the outturn draw on that side.
Sure. Big morgue. Second end. Looking to. Thought he was throwing a center guard here, but it wouldn't be horrible to get on the rings behind the guard, which looks like what he's going to do. But there's plenty of weight.
Starting to buckle.
Yeah, a ton of weight.
It's going to go right to the back 12.
Yeah. A counter, however.
24 seconds to back there.
Yeah. Blake opted to throw his center guard here if he wants to steal the end, right?
We'll go right around the corner.
Okay.
Blake's got hammer this time.
Oh, he's got hammer.
Yeah.
My mistake. Sorry.
And you got yourself a catcher in the back.
Sure,
so
absolutely. Yep, I was thinking he didn't have hammer. No excuses there. I've had my chai this morning, but
yeah. It's coming over good.
beautiful weight here, it looks like. Beautiful weight. They can come off this anytime, I believe. They're going to finish it right. That is just a dynamite shot.
And
Wow.
you can't get to it without jamming it.
No, that's a beauty. Freeze to it. Center guard here for Zach. Freeze is okay.
And you can't rip the guard yet in the 4-rock game.
Sure.
You'd be ripping that guard right now.
I like freeze into this rock. I like this call.
Yeah,
The air on the side of short, right? Pro side is short here.
Well, I don't know. Pro sides tap this to the back 8.
You think?
As long as you make contact. You just don't want to miss everything.
Yeah,
right?
leave it in the center of the pond.
And if you nick the corner guard, that works out to your advantage as well, I
Sure.
think. To disturb this setup. It's a real nice setup for getting your deuce.
He's on the guard. Might work, though. It's not going to hit enough of it to take it out. So
Moved it a hair. Did open.
did expose it a little.
Yeah, exposed shot stone a little bit.
So if you're Blake, do you want to come around with the outturn here and cover this up?
Yeah, come around. Outturn Christmas tree is not a bad way to go.
Yep. Show him half a rock. Yep.
You're going to force the NRIT to play the intern draw and bury. Oh, this looks like an awful lot of weight.
I don't know.
Starting to die, though.
I want to get it by.
You definitely don't want to wreck the guard.
And they're wrecking. Oh, it got
they
by.
just slunk
Wow,
by.
well swept. Both rocks are going to be in the open, however.
Not bad. They're nice and even.
Yeah. So you're still playing. You got to hit something here, I think, if you're Zach.
And I think you got to hit and flop off the center.
Hit him just right. He might get them both.
Tough. They're pretty even. I think you're going to
Take
maybe
a look
roll
at the
over
take
and
a look
flop.
at the overhead there. I think you'll see that there's
Just a little bit of
little
separation.
bit of room
Not
there.
much.
Hit 2 inches of that rock with some weight. He'll get them both. Let's see if he's going to get it. Kind of curl the head going the other way. This one doesn't look like it's moving too much. This one didn't move at all. Interesting.
Again, you come up with a weight.
Oh,
It's
my.
going to run really straight.
Oh my. Okay. That didn't move a lick. So maybe a little bit too much weight there for that shot. going on the assumption that it was going to curl like it did the other way, and didn't quite have the same amount of break.
And they're going outside in there, which is running a little straighter.
Mm-hmm. And shaping up here for SUNY Poly 1. Aaron's second rock here. Just looking to cover this up now, sitting 1-2. Plenty of weight for the guard, may come in.
And this one's got a ton of weight.
Yeah, it's going to bump it right to the back of the park, I believe. No,
mind.
it's actually just, oh boy, it picked. It picked.
Okay, it took a big turn.
Yeah, it picked. I'd say the last 10 feet it made a real crazy move.
Now you got a ton of catchers over there. You could hit this really thin. You could hit a third of a rock here, and you're probably moving 2 stones.
Strange game that we play, you know. It's like all of a sudden it's looking good. Now we almost have too many in play in the same spot. Tommy Bodie, his first rock.
And again, with your weight down, this is going to come hard. Hit this top one.
Hit and roll over to the other one. He's going to get a double here. Great shot. Great throw. Shot rock, buried, jammable. I don't know that he could have set that one down any better than that. Great throw there from Tommy Bodie.
Can see just enough of shot rock to chip it out on the outside. Going to have to throw a delicate weight shot here.
Mm-hmm. Ice conducive for that kind of shot. Curl with that kind of weight.
Yeah, back of the rings, hack weight here.
Mm-hmm. Nice throw. Changed the complexion of the end, did that last shot.
Absolutely.
So Jeremy Zhang now, vice for SUNY Poly 1, will get a chance to try to come down with kind of soft weight, and we'll call it like a hack weight type shot, and try and chip that blue rock off the 4-foot. Really buckling on him here. It's going to be on the guard.
Looked a little tight out of hand.
It won't be horrible. It's going to move the guard out of the way and expose this blue rock.
And it might spin another one on the rings.
It's going to put another yellow rock on the rings, which is not a bad outcome.
Not at all.
At all. So a good, we'll call that a good miss, or a half shot, as we would call that in curling.
You got 3 yellow counters on the rings, potentially.
You play guard here if you're Zach, or do you damage control and get another yellow one off the rings?
I think you got to take a yellow one off.
I'd consider that as well.
You need to be sitting either 1-2 or 1-3 at the end of this.
Right.
There's just a lot of yellow laying around.
This is a very aggressive call. It's got to be just right. He's got to be sitting 1-2, or else he puts SUNY Poly back in the running for a relatively big end.
Yep. Because right now SUNY Poly sitting 2nd and 3rd, with 5th rock hanging in the wings.
I don't know if they're going to get this rock on the rings. They're working it. It's not there. So a big break here for SUNY Poly with a little bit of a short throw there from Tommy. And now Blake's back in business here to get rid of this blue rock.
Need to hit and roll away.
Oh,
set
yeah.
3.
Absolutely. Hit and roll right underneath to the left, towards the one here on the left.
So
right there and there.
Whoop, sorry, I'm going the wrong way here.
Yeah.
Hit and roll away out to this spot.
I like that.
Right in front of that blue stone.
Jeremy Zhang with a chance to put SUNY Poly in definitely a commanding spot in this end anyway. Still some rocks to go. We have skip rocks yet to happen here. And this is really coming up hard on him.
Again, I think just a little tight again. If you lose both these stones, it's not terrible. You'll still be able to sit 2.
Yep.
Well, SUNY Poly sitting 1, but the bad news for RIT is they've got 1 lonely blue rock in play.
I almost think you got to throw a draw this way, and if you're short, you'll cover shot rock up. Could sit 1 and 2 half behind the blue guard, right?
If you hit and roll under, I think is fine, but you got to make this.
You got to make it.
You can't miss it.
Yeah.
You could nose this and be safe.
Sure.
Relatively safe, but if you could ever hit and roll under here.
Now think about the draw with the intern, Roger. If you come the other way and put one right on the top of the 4-foot, half behind the blue one, that'd be a good throw too.
Yeah, I just be scared stiff of having that many yellow.
Well, he's looking at it. I mean, if you're short, if you think on the short side here, you're going to guard your lonely blue rock there.
True.
but it's there's no easy way to make this with curly ice too.
Sitting 1-3 is not all that great here with all those yellows in play.
No, it's not. Right there. I like this call. Again, aggressive call here from Zach Blau. His first rock here in the second end. Trying to give some shelter to this blue rock that's in the back of the forefoot.
Trying a two-way shot here. If he gets top 4 buried, then he'll take that.
Sure.
You don't want to be too deep, though, because SUNY Poly can run that Yellowstone in.
Boy, oh boy.
Can't come deep.
Or the double will still be there if he hangs it out a little.
Yep.
Let's see what he's going to do here. This is a big shot here in the second end for Zach. I like the line. It's really coming hard, though. Oh, my goodness. He's not by the guard.
Going sideways.
Yikes.
Now, the only question is, will it provide any cover for that?
Got to go hard on the striker, too.
And it's just wide open.
Oh, my. A little bit of a soft rock there.
There's no question you run off this rock and just apply a ton of pressure, even though it's behind tee line.
Sure.
It is going to leave RIT with some sort of out. If they can ever draw behind those center guards, even for second rock, that could get them out of trouble.
True. Or if you had to really think this one, overthink this one, if you freeze the shot rock, or even just tap it back a little bit, you're kind of holding SUNY Poly. It takes all the rest of those out of the mix.
Yeah, he's going to be looking at throwing a freeze or a come around with his next one.
Absolutely. Big shot here for Blake. His first skip stone. Hammer, second end.
Nice thing about this shot is it puts all the pressure on RIT.
Correct. It's a little tight to the guard, but it's by now.
Plenty of room here.
Plenty of room, yeah, 3-4 inches. And it's going to stick right there.
Yeah, I don't like sticking there. I like rolling away.
You leave Zach a little bit of an out here. He can draw one right down in there now.
Freeze right on it.
Yeah, he looks like he's hitting. I think I'd try to lay one in there if I was him, but we'll see what he can do here. He looks like he's going to throw a lightweight hit and try to roll behind the yellow guard. He's actually going to leave. If he comes right behind the second rock,
you leave a run back.
He's going to leave a run back double for a pile.
Yeah, I don't like removing that backer there.
Nor do I.
It's too late to hit now that you're looking at 5, right?
I agree. Very pressured shot. This could really open up a can of worms here for Zach if he doesn't make a perfect roll off this hit.
And you got to keep your shooter around.
You know, it's a funny game. You know your strengths. Certainly you and I believe we'd be drawing here, but it's
you'd be freezing for your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this took off right away.
Oh no. Oh God, he's not by. He's not by. Oh my. Oh my goodness.
Made a big move.
Open draw for 6 here for Blake. Open draw for 6.
Just needs to touch paint.
Yeah. Oh boy. Ouch. Ouch.
Pretty innocuous end starting out.
Yeah, Zach might think that one over a little bit. I know these are relatively inexperienced players, but you really got to throw a soft shot there to try and get one down on the 4-foot circle. You know, if it's in front of either one of those rocks, the damage control is done, right?
Right. And it's not a gimme if you get in front of something.
True.
You still got to, thread the needle to get it out.
Well, I've learned that from you. That's something that I've actually picked up in this game playing Vice for you, and that is, sometimes giving up 2 or 3 early in the game like this is not a bad thing. Giving up 6 is a total disaster. So, anything in front of either one of those rocks was certainly an option for Zach. He chose not to do that, so it looks like Blake Hagberg is drawing for 6 here in the second end, and it's all there.
Needs to set.
Yeah, a little toasty. Actually going to be a break here. It's only going to be a 5-bagger for... Only going to be only a 5, but it is a 5.
Yep, didn't need any help.
No.
Just quick, even way out there on the outside. They were thinking maybe it'd be a hair slower, but that's a big score for SUNY Poly. A 5-ender. Making use of the hammer in the second end. And they bolt out to a 5-1 lead.
Now, if you're RIT, you don't panic. It's the third end. You set yourself up. Try not to get discouraged that you dropped a fin there. Could have been a 6. And they're only down 4 at this point. It seems astronomical, but you don't have to get them back at once.
And let's grab 2 this end.
Play good.
See if you can weasel a 3 out of here.
Sure. Even a deuce makes it just down 2.
Yeah, deuce puts you back in the game here.
Yep.
If you go 2-1, 2-1, 2 the rest of the game, you're back in business.
Indeed.
You don't need to take crazy chances yet.
Correct.
It's not the 6th end.
Yeah, you don't have to start freezing and not taking stone. You just got to play a sensible hammer end here and just try to get your deuce. Very smart here. He's just going to throw a guard, not panic, and come around. Third end. 5-1 SUNY Poly over RIT1. Thank you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Taking care of us with lunch order here today.
Getting our sandwich orders in
All
here,
right.
so working through lunch.
All right. No IPAs, unfortunately, but we'll be okay.
We'll survive somehow. We'll catch up on action around the sheets. On sheet 1, Colgate 2 scored a deuce. They lead MIT 2-0 after 1. On sheet 2, Penn's grabbed an early 1-0 lead against Bowdoin 2, 1-0. On sheet 4, Harvard 1 and scored a single. They're up 1-0 over Yale 2 after 1 end of play. On sheet 5, looks like they've scored another one. It looks like Syracuse now leads 3-0, taking 2 and stealing 1. And so they lead 3-0 after 2 over Villanova 1. And on sheet 6, RPI 2 is taking a 1-0 lead over Hamilton 1. That gets you up to date on all the scores. RIT is looking at a bit of a logjam in the middle of the sheet. They've got a binder on board, but not a good look at the forefoot, so it looks like they're trying to run off one of these guards.
Yep.
You just want to be careful not to peel that into your shot rock.
Oh boy, it might too. Oh, it's slid by it, so not bad. Not bad. They got one buried over there.
Yeah, they opened up the left half of the forefoot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that biter is sitting behind a very high corner.
The old first hog to the trough shot here.
Yep, trying to stuff one in.
A lot of guards. If you can get one on the forefoot circle behind this, behind these 3 rocks, you're going to be in a great spot to steal here if you're Blake.
And again, these are going sideways, but
a lot of weight
really
here.
Quick.
A lot of weight. That's through the house, I believe. for Aaron. Yeah,
He's getting a tremendous amount of curl.
yes, it is.
That curled 5+ feet. Oh, great chance for RIT.
Yeah, this is a crucial shot. They're counting one. If you can get one behind, it's going to be the first team to get behind these guards is going to be in a position to either steal the end if you're SUNY Poly or put yourself in line for a multiple end here if you can put this in a good spot if you're RIT.
Then get this on the 4. We're going to force SUNY Poly to freeze to shut out that biter.
On the guard.
And just not enough ice to...
Might roll off and be a promotable stone. And that's not a bad outcome. Still leaving a chance for Blake to have Jeremy get one behind here.
He's going to have to go around the junk on the right to get the force. Jeremy Zhang with his draw attempt, and then this one's going sideways as well.
A lot of weight, though. Just a ton of weight here. Having a little time, a little bit of a time adjusting to the weight. This rock is gone as well.
This has just got to be lightning quick. I'll see if I can get another time. It looks like it's got to be up to 25.
I'm thinking
25 and a half.
25 and change. Yeah, it's real quick. Little tough adjustment here for the players trying to find draw weight. We're going to keep on firing until we fire blanks here, guys. Let's see if somebody can find draw weight. You're looking for Tommy Bodie to give us an idea what T-line weight is here. Roger's going to see if we can get a time. There's no question the ice is lightning quick.
And they've been down this path about 5 times, so it's probably getting quicker.
It's like a slope.
Like it's going downhill.
This
is tight.
This is real tight. Zach pointed to his left, but unfortunately this rock is buckling on him.
And he rolled it down a little bit on the release, and it's just going to take off.
Keep going. You might get it in between the 2 yellows, which wouldn't be a bad outcome. Keep going. No, kind of gave up on it. A little light. Okay. So we're still back in that same boat. Can this shot be made is the question at this point in the end. Can somebody throw one in here? Just lob the old, we'll lob it down there to the sweepers and let her rip.
You better take enough ice, because I think if they throw the right weight, this is going to curl a ton.
Yep.
Because they've been curling 5 feet with through the rings weight.
He got out there, and this is also tight.
This looks better for weight.
Yep.
And again, it is going sideways. 13-5 hog to hog.
Wow.
And that's going to be
that's
back
also
house.
Through the house. No, back 8. Middle of the 8-foot circle.
So they need to throw a 14 here.
Wow.
That's going to be like 25 and a half seconds. And SUNY Poly Rock is behind T-line, so.
Door's still open for RIT. Looks like he got out there a little better on this one. I'm still not sure that this is tight line. This is tight. They got to go hard to get this by. Right now he's by. It looks like he's
by the top one.
Oh no, it went sideways. Oh my God! It almost like it picked. That's not a. That's not
like
a. That's not a true running rock there. That rock either picked or they've thrown so many shots on this particular path that there's no pebble left. Is possible.
Might have worn it down a bit.
Yep.
Not sure how much rotation that had.
I mean, to my eye, it was going left to right. It was just going sideways.
Yeah, these two teams sweep very effectively, so I would predict they'll beat up this slide path pretty fast.
Nice sharp broom heads. Nothing like hearing that zzz going down the ice.
And put some good rotation on this. So Blake is a left-hander here, so this won't curl as hard as it has been for the right-handers. Got a slightly different angle. Shooting from that right-hand hack.
Yeah, good finesse shot here.
He's out pretty wide.
It's going sideways.
Taking off already.
It's going sideways.
And it's really grabbing.
It's on the guard. I think anyway. No, he might. No, it's on the guard.
Just not enough ice.
Wow, just not enough ice.
They need to get out there.
Real close. The weight was nice.
Weight was perfect.
If it got by. Now what?
You're going to force them into a new path now. They're going to have to go wider.
Is there still room to draw in between those two rocks, boy, the way it's curling? Like if you come with the same turn, is there room to come miss that rock that Blake just threw and come onto the rings?
That's really tight.
Yeah.
The way they're going sideways.
Because there is some room from that top yellow guard to the yellow guard on the center. Looks like he might be peeling here.
Yeah, if you want your skip deuce, you got to go around, but that's pretty risky. You may not have a chance to score.
He just pointed 2 fingers like I think he's trying to run the double here.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah. Just off nose.
You want to hit about 2/3.
Yep.
3/4 of rock should get them both. Not sure you can roll your shooter on the rings, but
oh
certainly.
Boy.
Oh, a little speed wobble.
Great recovery, though. He's got the top one, I believe. Maybe.
No, just
really
threw a real wide.
Oh, boy. A little bit of a bobble there for Zach getting out of the hack. I did not try to make that rhyme.
Well, now a chance for Blake and SUNY Poly to loop another one around and really ramp up the pressure. And even if you're short here, come with the come around, not leaving much of a path to the 4-foot.
No, you're not. Tough.
This is where the inexperienced skip would be happy throwing a guard, but I think your experienced skips are coming right around to the 4 here.
Yep.
Drive the nail in.
Why not? You're up 4.
No risk.
Free shot.
Yeah, it's like a free play in football. Flags up.
Yep. Gotta go. Gotta go.
It's got a little weight on this. Main thing just to get by here.
He just slid it by.
This is
they're gonna love this.
This is gonna be top 4. There is
no
way for RIT to score.
You got the blue run back here.
Well, they've got the wide draw. They have to catch full 4 on the outside. The only thing they've got at this point is.
What about blue run back on the right there? Boom, boom.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. That's pretty risky. I think the easiest shot is to draw and see if you can get full 4-foot on the side here. They didn't cut off that draw.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Tough shot, though. He's got to be T-line full 4 and not wreck on those guards.
Tough shot here. Certainly relinquishing 1, right? No, I guess he could still get
a
little bit of the button that he can get to here.
He can still get a single.
Full 4. Yeah, he needs a full 4-foot.
Full 4-foot on the side.
Yeah.
Going to have to take a wider line, though. He can't follow Blake's line.
So pressure. This is why the skips get the big bucks in curling. You have to throw these every end. You want to have your mind's got to be in the right place to just relax and throw these. And this looks like a ton of weight to me. This is hack weight. Unfortunate for Zach.
And that'll be a steal of 2.
In this particular spiel, Roger, are points important?
No, it's a win-loss.
Okay.
The tiebreakers are their draw shot challenge, which they completed after their first games.
Dave Pelazzoli chiming in that Blake and Jeremy are a tough pair at this level. And Dave, no correction on your behalf, but kind of at every level.
Yeah.
Of what I've seen thus far, anyway. Blake in his comfort zone skipping, certainly. He is skipping in our men's ladder and doing well. Much happier in a good skip, certainly. Whoops.
And that one.
That's a lack of, I think the
lack
pebble's
of
gone.
rotation.
I really do, or something. That's just, now it's actually coming back. Something under it as they're pointing to a little scratch or something underneath there.
Pulling a piece of thread or something.
Fuzz.
Hit something fairly large.
Yeah. It's a peanut butter cup. Wow.
Wow.
Big old long curlicue hair. Yeah. Which will make for it's hard to believe that a 40-pound curling rock can be affected by a strand of hair, but we've seen it all.
We don't have to worry about that.
It's not yours, Blake. Pretty safe bet that didn't come off Blake's head.
Yep.
Whoa. So we're in the fourth then. SUNY Poly with a commanding 7-1 lead over RIT1. And looks like they're going to get a little break here and get one on the rings via SUNY Poly. Okay. Guard it up, brother. Go. Now it becomes really methodical here to try and get yourself back in contention here. You got to use the free guard zone to its fullest.
And you got to press for threes now.
Sure.
Down 6.
You know, being able to realize that every rock in play is your buddy here now is okay.
2-1, 2-1-2 is not going to get it done now.
No, it is not. Looks like it got. Nah, it didn't really get guarded.
Kind of in a way.
Soft, yeah, he comes soft at it here. You heard Blake just yell down to Aaron. He's looking for control weight here.
Yeah, no more.
Fresh pebble out here. Looks like a nicely thrown stone. Oh, it's coming over nice.
Still waiting for the big curl, and there it goes.
Nicely thrown from Aaron. That's a beautiful shot. Very nice.
Just a game of attrition now.
Thank you.
Wasn't sure that was possible.
I wasn't either.
They rubbed two stones.
They did. It's not something that you could call and try and throw and make. Well, Zach is looking for I think he's trying to take this rock out. I'm not so sure I wouldn't be drawing around these guards. He's got to hope for misses here anyways, but I
think maybe a freeze tap. You want to put some rocks in the back of the rings.
Yes, I agree.
I can understand wanting to get it off the button. It's really squeezing up your scoring area.
But he's going to, if it over curls, the shooter's going to go bye-bye. And in fact, that's going to work out in his favor. That worked out good.
Got right behind all the corner
Yep.
corner garbage.
certainly was the right way to make that shot. Jeremy looking to draw around these guards and outcount the Bluestone of RIT. In fact, he's going to do that. Great shot. Maybe a little overzealous on the sweep. No, it worked out fine. Great shot.
Side frozen for shot there.
Great
Nicely
shot.
Done.
Mm-hmm. Good looking shot here from Tommy. Just let it finish up here. A little heavy, it's going to bounce. Shot rock, however. Again, Blake just wisely just trying to stay in front of this rock. Shot rock would be a great shot.
It is wide open. Got a couple options. You can push it out or you can just come right to the pocket.
Don't want to guard this. Don't want to guard.
Yeah, we won't be throwing no guards here.
We won't be throwing any guards tonight, Johnny. Oh, this is a great shot from Jeremy. Beauty. Might not wind up shot rock. Don't know from this angle.
I think Blue's still shot.
Yeah, I think so too.
Just over curled. Take a little weight off and it over curled. I think Jeremy was on the right line. Just
A question out there, would we play for a steal or a force if we were SUNY Poly? And the question to that would be either or. I can't see up 6 that there's really a...
I don't think there's a big urgency to steal.
Me neither.
Burning ends is great.
Sure.
Give up one, take one, and do that the rest of the game.
Yeah.
It's another good looking rock here.
Great shot. 2 nice throws there from Tommy Bodie.
Maybe underswept that a hair. They could have brought that a little deeper.
It would have been nice for that to have been second rock. Now you can go game here up 6 if you're Blake. I think you try and run this right back. Blast away.
Or just hit and roll inside. Just get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not there, it can't score.
Very true.
If he gets it on the nose, he gets a double. Or pretty darn close. Just a shade off nose. Don't want to hit it high side. Nose or low is great.
Tight.
And it's taken off already.
He's on the guard. Might run it back the hard way. Nope. Uh-oh.
Yeah, nothing doing.
Got to tap this up now, I think.
Yeah, a chance for RIT to tap this up and sit 2. That'll put a little pressure on.
I think he's drawing to the other. I'm not sure where he's going here. Is he drawing to the other side? Not sure what that gets him. Unless he buries it behind the blue one.
Pretty high guard, though. I think anything behind that guard is gettable.
Yeah. I think a little tap on this blue one just to make it second rock here puts him in line for 3.
Well, they keep tapping it up all day long.
Right. He's off the guard now. Definitely on the rings.
And just too much weight.
A little toasty.
Got a set. Starting to dig in now.
Okay, shot rock.
It's exposed, however.
Yep.
And we'll force Blake to chase it off. The shot's not a gimme coming in this direction.
Real tight.
Not a lot of weight. I think they're by the guard.
They are.
Solid board weight.
Well
They held that really nicely.
Very nice.
And now Zach will have to make that same shot to get his deuce.
Sure. Now, if you just think back from a strategy perspective here, had Zach opted to throw a little tap up on that blue one that's in the top in the 12-foot, he'd actually be playing for 3 right now if Blake missed, right?
Absolutely.
So,
in fact, Blake wouldn't have had a lot of options.
Correct. Freeze to try to draw around.
Probably draw around the whole pile.
The whole kit caboodle, and you know, it'd been deuce is great here, but 3 is better.
With that guard being so high, that come around didn't put an awful lot of pressure on Blake on his last rock.
True.
Whereas that tap up puts SUNY Paul in a lot more difficult position to get out of the end.
And this is a fine shot. I mean, you've got to just throw that right kind of weight here.
In fact, he's taking a little more ice than Blake did. Blake threw board weight at this. So I would imagine with this ice, you have to throw a little bit down.
Hack at best. I like the weight.
Got to get off the center line, though.
Looks good.
Coming up nice. Well, he took a little weight off. He threw just a hack at that, and that was the right ice for that.
He's going to get his deuce there. Very nicely thrown.
Should be 2.
From Zach. We're looking. 2 blue.
Looks like 2 blue to me.
Very nice shot there. Pressured shot.
And got himself back in the game here. 7-3. He's down 4, but he's got a few ends to play. So we're at the 4th end break, and that means it's time. Thank our sponsors for the 2019 UCC College Bonspiel. Dunkin' Donuts of Hamilton, New York. Hamilton Whole Foods, Price Chopper of Hamilton, New York. Hannaford Markets in Clinton, New York, and New Hartford, New York. These generous sponsors have helped make this event possible, and the Utica Curling Club appreciates their support. And we hope you do too. We're at the 4th end break. About to start the 5th end. We'll do a quick update across the shed. On sheet 1, Colgate 2 leads MIT 2-4-0. Oh, make that 5-0 after 3. On sheet 2, Penn has stolen another end. They now lead Bowdoin 3-0. Over on sheet 4, Harvard 1 just grabbed a 3-ender They now lead Yale 4-2 after 3 ends of play. On sheet 5, Syracuse leads Villanova 3-1. Syracuse, one of our newer clubs, curling out of the Utica Curling Club, having a good start to their spiel. And over on sheet 6, Hamilton 1 has grabbed a deuce, and they now take a 3-1 lead over RPI 2 after 3 ends of play. Back on our feature sheet, SUNY Poly 1 leads RIT 1 7-3 after 4. And SUNY Poly with the yellow rocks will have the hammer here in the 5th end. In control, up 4 with. That's where you'd like to be.
I'm going to question his strategy here. Not putting up a center guard, but we'll see if it works out for him. I think you got to play to steal here and not worry about if you give up another.
Can't chase rocks on the 12-foot.
Can't chase rocks on the 12-foot. And that's exactly why. And one less rock you've got to play with now. You really need to get center guards up here without hammer down 4 if you're RIT.
Yeah, I'd probably be throwing 2.
Yes.
1 high, 1 low.
Yep.
Take your lumps. You're down 4 ends to play. You got to make a move.
Correct.
I think realistically you're looking at trying to steal a couple, give up 1, and then try to score a big end in the 8th.
Yeah, it doesn't do you too much good to chase this rock out here in the periphery. Really need to throw a center guard. You know, we always hope when we're doing this. I think initially when we started doing these broadcasts that we were hoping that it would be fun and, you know, be part of the competitive nature of this game. However, at this level too, it's also a good thing to consider this to be a learning tool for these folks, you know.
Exactly.
And this is going to bounce and leave it exposed. And as you can see, sometimes, you know, I think over the years I did have the privilege of playing for some fine experienced players with a lot of, you know, good strategies and stuff. Again, execution is a big part of the game as well. But you know, when you're skipping your own game and you see that you do this enough times and you see it not work,
right,
you say to yourself, yeah, maybe I should try something different in a given situation, whether you're trying to steal or you have the hammer and you're protecting a lead. The game differs, you know, it changes. But there's certain do's and don'ts that just go along. Now here he was hoping for a miss and he's got one. He's almost got to guard this for his life. But think about it now. If he'd put the guard up originally, he'd be in the same boat.
Right.
If he could get one behind
without the misses.
Right, exactly.
Misses
with 2 more rocks to play with, right?
Exactly. One of the things I tell skips when they're down late and they have to steal and the other team is, you know, chucking rocks in the side of the house is that, look, you know, you're in this position because you're kind of toast. Maybe you're even lightly burned, right? So what have you got to lose here, right? You got to get some rocks in play and try to steal. And if you lose by 3 or you lose by 8, it's not going to make much difference, right?
You still got to do the right scenario to give yourself a shot.
But if you get those rocks in play, you know, you might not lose that game. You might, you know, 1 out of 8 times, you might sneak 1 out.
Right. And I've sort of buffaloed people over the years when I've been down and trying to come to, you know, get a guard up, get one in the rings and guard it and keep coming around. And all of a sudden it's like, holy smokes, you know, we're on the verge of a big end here. They missed a couple, we made a couple. And
well, you'll definitely need help when you're down this much, but you got to put some pressure on the opponents, make them throw some hard shots.
True.
I mean, they're throwing open hits here, not very hard shots.
Nope.
Especially for a team as experienced as the SUNY Poly team, and for the RIT team as well, to be quite honest. You know, they can make the shots. If they got one on the 4-foot here, So now they got a guard for their life here. Try to squeeze the steal out. No fun throwing guards on curly ice.
No, it's not.
It takes a lot of teamwork. It takes a lot of teamwork.
Yeah, because you get to the other end to throw the rock and you go, what? It's not going to curl that much. Famous last words in curling. But
and look at this thing buckle.
And it's going sideways. Up, over, and up. If it's over, got to come up.
Just got to get it back to center line. It is going sideways.
I don't know if they're getting this over. Oh, my. Oy.
The line was okay.
Yep. Tommy chuckling that one off to himself. Never feels good when you throw that one. Never.
Nope.
A lot of things about curling sometimes don't feel good, and that's one instance where you don't feel good about throwing that one. Sideways. Not happening.
Again, just a little down weight and maybe just a little bit on the release.
Yep.
You know, started it a bit. Definitely not the weight that Jeremy normally throws there.
I've always been entertained by curlers who can have a big smile after missing a shot like that. These are a great bunch of kids.
It's a lot easier if you're up 4.
It's a lot easier than the broadcast booth.
For sure.
So Tommy Bodie gets another chance. He's coming the other way this time. Didn't like how much it curled the other way. This one's definitely over the hog line, so just all on its own. And I'd be willing to bet that this rock is going to over curl by 3 feet. Look at that rock go, Roger.
Yeah, they didn't take enough ice on that. I mean, it's curling 5 feet at least.
You want to get it on the rings for sure. Oh, it buckled. It actually picked and came back.
Lost the handle.
Yeah.
Wound up in a good spot.
Yes, it did. Run it. Your Blake?
Absolutely.
Run it.
Hit this a little bit high side. Should lose both.
I'm going to firm this up if you're Jeremy. Nice, solid, normal takeout with this broom. And in fact, that's what he threw.
Needs to come up.
Yeah, he's taking the top. He's getting the top one.
That's a fine miss.
Yeah.
Doubles a bonus there. Make sure that rock goes away.
Roger and MJ taking this on themselves to do, not themselves, but certainly the chairs of this event. What a beautiful job they have done. Thanks. It just fed us a shout out to MJ Walsh for supplying us with a lovely, lovely lunch. Very grateful. I always like the atmosphere in the curling club when the kids are here playing too. You know, it's like a big playland. They all seem to play competitive, but they all seem to be enjoying themselves and smiling out there, you know? Which is really the name of the game. I tend to learn from them.
Yep. They haven't curled a long time. They haven't curled long enough to get depressed. When
Well said. That's so true.
They're still having fun.
Right. Over curling, and now they're side by side, so I don't think Blake can get one in between these two rocks. I think he can crotch hit them and get them both.
It's a little facetious, but I think sometimes you curl long enough, you learn there's so many different ways to screw up.
Exactly. I thought we ought to have a resident psychotherapist here. Strange game. I've said it for years. It's one of the, I've always been a competitive guy playing things like basketball and softball and deck hockey over the years. This is nothing. It's hard to describe to people sometimes that this game is quite a bit of a mental game. Dave Palazzoli's, if you're still watching out there, would vouch for that. Might have the double here. Nice shot, Blake. That's a beautiful shot, and he's sticking around. Great shot. Absolute great shot.
Now you got to start over with a center guard.
Yes, you do. Chasing this rock out here in the periphery does you nothing without Hammer here. Down 4.
Kind of throw a center and come around it.
Rocks were set up nicely for Blake there. He kind of made that look easy. Just had to touch the rock on the right first with a little.
Yeah, catch the first one 10 and everything goes.
Not sure what Zach is attempting here. I think he might be trying to freeze to this rock. Really needs to throw a center guard with his first one, but give himself a chance at a steal. He'll hold Blake to 1 if he freezes to this rock, or a chance at 1 if he freezes perfectly to this rock. Looks like he's got a good looking stone here. I don't know. Actually, somehow this one stopped curling, Roger.
And he overbaked it.
Yeah. And Jeremy's going to get that to the back. However, I think SUNY
still shot.
Yeah, our RIT is 1.
Believe so.
So Blake can draw for his 1 here, which I think he'll attempt to do up 4.
Yeah, I think you follow him down and play a two-way shot here. If you just get the perfect line, you tap it back for 2.
True.
Make sure you get your 1 here. I think if you wreck on either stone, you're going to be shot.
Dave Pellizzle, I like that, Dave. Half the game is 90% mental.
That's old Yogi Berra.
And they'll give you cash, and that's the same as money.
And you can observe a lot in this game just by watching.
Yes, you can. I think he's got a dandy of a shot here. Coming over real nice. I don't know.
Might grab a deuce here if he gets a little bounce.
Oh, he made a great shot.
Yep.
Oh, boy. When you're hot, you're hot. That's a beauty.
What I like about that is it's a two-way.
Yep, good call there, Roger.
You get your 1 if you mess up the right way there, and you get your deuce if you're just right on the money.
Commanding 9-1 lead for SUNY Poly after 5. Everything going right for the kids from SUNY Poly, and the struggle continues here for RIT and Zach Blau.
Yeah, they're cooking pretty good. They're making it look a little too easy against a pretty good RIT team.
Yep. Now, I didn't look at the draw board, Roger. Will SUNY Poly play again today?
Yes, all these teams will play again today.
Okay, right back at 2:30.
A couple will play 2 games today since they started this morning.
Gotcha.
But they'll play 3 prelim games. But SUNY Poly won in a romp in their first game, so they'll be playing to advance to the championship playoff round this afternoon.
Okay. Is that at 2:30, that game?
That game will be after 2:30. I think it is at
5 maybe or something like that.
Either 4 or 5, I thought, or 5:30. Let me pull it up here. That game will be at 5 p.m.
5 p.m. Unfortunately, I will not be able to be here with you for that one, but I will be here for the final with you tomorrow.
Great.
Okay.
Should be a good one.
Yeah, and we're going to be on at 2:30 as well, are we not?
Correct.
Okay, good.
2:30 would be the second game in the B draw.
Okay.
Our feature game there is MIT 1 and Villanova. MIT 1, I think, is skipped by former Utica Curling Club college curler.
Really? Was that Alex?
I believe so.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah.
Just
Alex
check
Hall.
MIT 1, Alex Hall.
Yep, very good.
So that'll be a little bit of a reunion game.
Amen. So now it is only the 6th then. You think about still keeping the pedal to the metal, or you throw through? with your lead.
For Blake?
Yeah. Can't hurt you to throw through here, can it?
9 to 3.
Throw through.
You could throw through any time probably. Wouldn't hurt at all.
Yep. He did set up his guards, which I think is actually in the favor for RIT to get a move on here.
I mean, I think you either go top 4 or you throw through. I mean,
right. Sure.
I don't want to help the other team at all.
Right. Did not get it to the rings, which leaves an opportunity for Blake to do so. Oh yeah, why the ice is. Roger answering a question. We've been asked by a fellow curler out there why the ice is so fast from the first draw. It is a fresh scrape, and the ice crew has decided to start not nip with the nipper. We've been nipping with the scraper, and I think that has something to do with it. I'm not sure about with the curl that we're seeing. In certain places on the ice, we're seeing almost an unreadable amount of curl with light weight. So,
and it's going 5 feet.
Yeah. And I don't know whether that's a lack of pebble or there were a few shots.
They might have taken a little deeper nip because there was quite a bit of snow coming up on the blade as they nipped. So it certainly made it really quick.
Yep, and there's a fine line because if you take enough of the pebble away, you're going to be playing on relatively flat ice as well, which all bets are off playing on flat ice. So I think that's probably a fine line between both of those scenarios.
Well, they're trying to adjust between draws. Shot. If they're not happy with the curl, then they're changing up their pebble temps.
Sure.
To get a little more curl.
Beautiful shot there. Top 4 draw.
So RIT now got something going.
Looking to freeze down here. Up 9-3 is SUNY Poly. I believe that was Eric Wilson's first stone. And what a beautiful shot here from Aaron.
Oh, my goodness.
Look at this. That's just...
Thank you very much.
Yeah, in a great spot.
Just squeeze the rings down to the 4-foot circle.
God, you almost got to try and come around. I don't know how if you can do that. Cross the face of that and just push it back to the 4-foot. Is there enough room? I'm not sure if there's enough room.
I don't think you can get around enough.
I'm not sure either.
I mean, you're almost going to get to the point you try to double them off.
Right.
Start over.
Alex looking, Zach looking for a little.
Yeah. He's got no idea either.
Timeout.
Yeah, they need a timeout. I think the rock that's killing them is the middle blue guard.
Agreed.
That's the one they need to move. I almost think maybe they try to come around and push that yellow back if they ever wrecked on the blue. The yellow one's not in play.
True.
I suppose they can run their blue, although even that's a little tight. It's kind of half hidden behind.
Yeah, there's a couple wonky little scenarios here. Over curling. It's going to run it into the yellow one, I believe.
Get a double peel here, that wouldn't be the worst.
And boom. Oh, go, 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 go. Open it up.
Well, that's not so bad.
That's not bad.
Now they got some blue rocks they can run, and the yellow rock is actually open.
Okay.
That improved things.
It most certainly did. I think this is a fine call from Blake right here. He's going to try and freeze down to shot rock. force the one. Up 6, I think this is a very, very sound call.
Well, he needs some more yellow stones in play because there's 2 blues
very sound
lurking now, and his shot rock is looking a little lonely. I just wonder if you don't play the in-turn draw here. Come right through the hole. Right? If you miss that, you have some good things that happen.
True.
Come right down here and maybe just split off your own. Push that one behind cover a little bit. Trying to get it there. Again, they're warping.
It's by the top one.
Is
I don't
by
think
the
it's,
second
no,
one?
it is not. A little kiss.
He did protect his shot rock, though, so that's a good miss. That little tap on the yellow guard. Pushed a yellow stone just in the middle of the sheet. Enough to guard the hit. Now but they still got the angle raise.
Sometimes when things are going right,
yeah,
they just can't go wrong here. And SUNY Poly's having a great deal of lady luck as well. That was a fortunate
They've been on the
outcome.
right side of the inch all day.
That's true.
So now an opportunity. If they can run this blue over the top, you got to hit it really thin. You got to hit maybe quarter rock. Run that blue over the top. That goes that way. This guy goes out to back. And they're not looking at the run.
You know, there's a slash double with the yellow too. You know?
Yep.
There's a slash double there that would leave him sitting 3. A lot of weight.
Too hot.
Yeah, too hot to handle. Nice line too. Through the house, unfortunately, there. Maybe. It's hanging around. Pretty sure that rock, because if that rock wasn't hanging around, they'd be taking it out, right?
For sure.
Yeah. No ifs, ands, or buts touching the center line, back 12. It's either on the rings or it's in the crib.
Yep, exactly.
Guard time here? Or is he kind of trying to come around and...
Blake is trying to guard that tap up, and this just looks like a lot of weight for a guard.
Gotta let it come over. Gotta let it come over. Boy, they could almost beat that one up to come around. Good shot from Jeremy. That's a fine shot. And it's going to get the wrong side of the rock for the tap up. Perfect.
Messes up the angles a little bit.
Yep. Perfect. Now what?
Still think you got to go for that real thin slash on the blue. Got to move that yellow stone off the 8-foot.
Yep.
Either that or you're going to play the out-turn draw through this hole. That's really tight, though.
I like this.
Trying to come
I
through
thought
the hole.
about just taking that one and rolling over. You're going to leave your shot exposed. But if he hits this just right, if he hits just like like an inch of that rock, you may get them both and sit 4, right?
I don't think you can double these out from this angle. I think it'll redirect on a shot stone. Unless you're playing a thin redirect.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, whoop.
Careful.
Careful. It's okay. All right.
Still, the problem is SUNY Poly's solid second shot. Not easy to remove them. It's the only thing I see is that really thin slash off the top of the house.
The blue one that's froze up there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's a little harder now that you've got the yellow one frozen. It may help you. That way, if you miss it, you probably don't raise yellow in for shot rock. So I think the shot to try is just come really thin off this one.
And just chip that one back.
Chip that one over. That'll go there, and this one will go out.
Yep.
I think that's how you get your deuce. Don't think you can keep your shooter. I think you're losing your shooter as thin as you need to hit that.
Blake can certainly spoil the party here if he freezes down to shot rock here. It's almost light.
I think he's just throwing a
guarding up. Yeah.
Just throwing a guard on the tap.
A little rub off this yellow one will work fine.
A little
He's
bounce.
got a great shot here.
A little bounce here will work great.
Yeah, perfect.
Nothing doing.
So now he's going to force Zach to look at the shot that Roger had called. This blue stone that's froze on the. If he hits it real thin, he can get it past the blue rock that shot rock, and he leaves himself a chance for a multiple end, actually, if he hits it right.
Yep.
You know?
And the other option is just to draw around the whole mess and go to the 4-foot. I mean,
Correct.
you can draw this in-turn side as well.
Save that one for his last one, maybe.
Go all around if you want.
Sure.
In behind.
Tommy is looking at this little thin rub here, this little thin tap back. Don't need big colossal weight for it. You just got to hit that blue rock correctly.
We got to hit it with enough weight to hit it thin and drive the yellow straight back.
Right, so
that's
board weight maybe.
At least.
Yeah. Gonna draw here. Right there.
And that might be easier than the little slash.
Yeah.
And the worst part about that little frozen yellow on the top is I think it's out counting the little flib in the back.
Sure. And what I've noticed too, I mean, these are young curlers, relatively inexperienced. I haven't seen one peel in the game to open the front end up.
Right.
Not one. So, not an option. And this is light and over curling. And
the question is, will they set up a better angle here? And no, actually it cuts off everything.
Nada.
It pretty much seals off that side of the sheet. I think Blake at this point could say throw again. Suppose that in-turn draw is still there for Zach. Zach can still play that draw for 2. Might be able to play that draw for 2, but it's a little harder.
He's coming with his in-turn. I think he's just going to cut the rings down and make the draw harder for 2. You can't take them both away, right?
No, he's going to force him to the wider side, I think,
yeah.
which is
good thinking.
Be a little tougher.
Yeah. Over and up. It's going to go sideways. It's going to go sideways.
It's going to head for the side exit.
Non-contende. It might still do the job.
It's going to be just fine. You can't curl through that.
No, you cannot. Not on this ice.
That's going to cut off the draw path.
Yeah,
even there.
Well thrown. Now, how does Zach get his deuce here? He's got to draw around.
Outturn
to the 4-foot. Yep.
Outturn to the 4-foot.
That's all he's got.
Just got to bite the 4 out there.
And nothing else. Right there.
I'm pretty sure you can get there. You look where his guard got to.
Right.
His guard got to almost full 4, actually.
Sure. I'm trying to see something out there for a big end, but if that rock way out there, that lonely blue rock, was another foot this way, he might be able to raise it in. But
to run it across.
Yeah, I don't know if he can see the yellow rock from that angle or not. Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I don't think you can get there.
Don't think so. Trying to wishful think for Zach Blau here, down a bundle in the 6th end. Not happening.
Just a ton of curl.
Yep, got their one.
So a score of 1 for RET. That still leaves them down 5, 9-4. After 6 ends. SUNY Poly will have the hammer here in the 7th end.
Up 5.
Tall order here. You're looking at steal 2, steal 3. That's an awfully tall order.
And RIT hasn't offered a lot of pressure, too. You know, SUNY Poly's pretty much had their way almost every one of these ends that we've witnessed so far.
They've often had the easier shots.
Yeah.
Certainly getting down big early puts you kind of in the bucket for having to make harder shots, though.
Sure.
But,
yeah, the game has basically been 4-3 since the, since the second end.
And a high guard.
The old eyesore.
Yep. Well, they're going to throw another one, I think.
Definitely.
Ideally, you throw high, low, and then try to get one around a double guard.
Yep.
The only way to set up a sure steal, and certainly if you need to steal multiples, one guard won't be enough.
Well said out there by Dave Pellizzoli, that these folks are the future of curling. It's quite well said. The history of this game has made it the last 30 years or so. It's become predominantly a sport of the middle-aged. And it looks like more and more now that young people are getting involved in the game, and it's only good for the future of curling clubs post college and junior curling.
Yeah, one of the things you got to remember is that majority of these college curlers have never set foot on curling ice until they started college. So about something like 80+% of these curlers have only learned
on arena ice, if you will.
Most of these guys are under 4 years of curling experience. There's a few that have more because they curled as juniors, but that's actually quite rare in the college curling ranks.
Interesting. Did not know that. That's a big piece of information relative to our sport.
So this college curling program nationwide is developing a whole cadre of potentially lifelong curlers.
Great shot here from Jackson. That's a beauty.
Nice weight.
Stayed on the rings.
And stuck the shooter on the rings.
Great shot there.
Another guard there. Another guard, Zach. Here you go. Yeah, what you're seeing out here is you got some pretty good athletes, and if you mix them in with someone who's curled for, 8 or 9 years. So Zach's a 9-year curler, and Blake's been curling 10. They've had enough experience where they're starting to learn the art and craft of managing and skipping a team, which is actually the hardest skill to learn, I think, as a curler, is to learn how to mix that strategy and execution.
Oh, I so agree.
And manage your team, and there's no secrets, why the top skips in the world are in their 40s.
Very true. Well said.
At the highest level. So it's incredibly challenging to learn how to skip a team.
Then you get into the nuances of playing to your players' strengths, and there's a lot of little nuances to the game. Certainly the aforementioned by Roger is so important. I wish I had started when I was 10.
Yeah, it would have been a game changer, right?
Yep.
To have that much experience.
How often have we seen playing at the level that we play at, even when there's tournaments and stuff, the inexperienced players or players that haven't learned strategy are genuinely, unless they're having a miraculous day with execution, are easier to play against than those who know how to play.
Oh, sure.
There's an old saying about execution.
Execution trumps strategy,
but bingo.
Yeah,
not every day of the week.
Right, not every day of the week. But I'll say this is, strategy exists to ensure that if you out-curl your opposition, you win the game.
Absolutely.
If you have bad strategy, you have to curl twice as hard to score half as much.
Right.
That's kind of the way it works.
Yeah, how many times are you in a game where it looks like the other team is starting to put one on you, and they call this really absurd shot, and you go, whew, I'm still going to have a chance.
Right. But a lot of the SUNY Poly team has played together in the leagues, so they've had a lot of time to curl together, and they've done pretty well strategically.
Sure, I'm looking down the line here at the roster of players, and I recognize from last year. Now tell me about the tournament that we had here last year. Was that a national college tournament?
No, that was just the usual college bonspiel. We had the national tournament 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2017.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. It was 2 years ago. And there were some kids that looked like they've been curling for.
Oh, the winners of that spiel have been
kids from Minnesota.
Forever. Yeah, the kids from Minnesota were very good.
It's like, wow, they're calling the game like you watch on TV.
Yep, and they're executing. I mean, those guys could throw 8-second peels accurately. Now, some of the better teams in this spiel have got pretty good toolbox, and I think these two teams here have pretty solid foundations.
Sure.
And there's a few other teams out here that are pretty strong too.
Well, what I'm wondering, I mean, are these teams, most of these college teams, are they coached?
Some are, some aren't.
Okay.
It's pretty variable.
Gotcha.
Out west, there are some teams that do have very good
curling coaches.
Yeah, I know the Oklahoma team has a curling coach, and it shows. Unfortunately, they play on arena ice, so they don't get to play on dedicated ice very often, but when they do, they often show quite well.
Gotcha.
I think the clubs that curl out of our curling club are a little spoiled. They have a lot of available ice time, and they don't have to rent the ice for.
And some pretty good mentors that they're playing for.
$20 a sheet, for a couple hours.
Sure, not necessarily being coached, but playing for players who have a clue of strategy.
Well, getting the college players into the men's leagues and the women's leagues is really key.
Oh man,
to their development. They need to see how experienced curlers manage and call a game, and I think that makes a huge difference.
Yep.
They also need to learn that the shot tolerance is a lot different than when you're playing weak teams.
Sure.
Even a strong club team, if you make a mistake, you get punished.
Yep.
Right? The other team jumps on it. And if you go up even the club competitive ladder, tolerances get progressively tighter. SUNY Poly is threatening to put this game away here, sitting 3.
And
they've got RIT chasing.
Oh, he just ticked it over, which didn't help matters. Tommy not very happy with his shot there. There's a lot of guards in the way of these two rocks, too. Two rocks that are froze.
And RIT's to the point where at this point they should be throwing nothing but draws.
True. Going sideways. It's on the blue one.
Going to get a little bounce here.
Didn't hurt him.
Left the draw path open for RIT.
Yep.
They want their steal. They have to play this end turn draw now.
Yep.
That's a tight squeeze, the way they're curling.
The way it curls, it's tough. I think it's there, but you just got to miss the guard that Jeremy just threw, the yellow rock that Jeremy just threw.
Yeah, that top yellow is actually almost in the way.
Just got to miss it. Just miss it. Everything else is just right of the center line, but the way we've been seeing rocks curl there, this rock, if you're a little snug here, it's not going to get around the pile.
Yeah, you could easily get around that high center and still wreck on the pile.
Very true. Yeah, you almost have to be tight to the yellow rock that's at the top 12 there. Starting to move.
Plenty of weight here.
Starting to move. Got to play a little tick. I think it's got to hit something.
Just right on the back zone. They're going to have to sweep it to get it by. And they just nicked. They were on the back yellow.
Wow, wound up shot rock. Okay. Tough to get to here, too.
That is
you got to run back the yellow one to get to it.
I think that's the easiest.
Yeah. Blake taking a look here, what he's got. Good outcome there for Zach Blau in a steel end.
You'd have to fire a bullet to keep this from overcurling.
I don't think it's there.
I think you run the yellow. I agree.
Yeah.
You run the outside yellow.
Just hit just off nose and smack it back and not worry of the outcome. He's
looking at the top one. I think that's harder.
Wow. Just off nose, I guess. Now you got to hit about.
You got to squeeze by the
like
blue, though.
A third of it, maybe, huh? Half a rock.
Yeah, thick half.
Half a rock, thick half, yep. What you don't want to do is have this over curl and run the blue rock into the two yellows.
No, that would be a disaster.
Open the door for RIT. Blake's been playing very well here this afternoon, so
just looking to hit a thick half here.
Yeah.
Squeeze by that top blue. Run it right on the shot stone in the back. And is he not liking it? Know if he's having second thoughts about this shot.
Never good in my world of years that I've been playing.
They're going to run the top guard. That's the one that's killing him. Well, he may get his wish anyway, right?
He's by.
That overcurled.
Uh-oh. Wow, fortunate that it did what it did.
Didn't change much.
Nope.
I think Zach could drop one in again.
Agreed. Sit 1-2. Yep, right there. Tommy just set his broom down.
They would have been there if they hadn't wrecked on the middle yellow, but it's out of the way now.
Just want to outcount both of those yellows that are second and third rock.
Yeah.
And sit 1-2. Well, a little glimmer of hope.
Yeah,
here for RIT. Got to make a shot here.
He needs to steal 2, steal 3.
Yep.
Possibility for a double steal here.
Doesn't want to tick off that yellow guard and open up shot. Pretend that yellow guard is not there.
Just the same draw I just threw, really. I think they're heavy, but I'm not sure about that.
I don't know. I think the weight's real close. It's just not coming. This one's not curling. Now it's off the rock.
There she goes.
There she goes. This is a dynamite shot. Gotta go. Gotta go, go, go. That's a beautiful shot there. I'm not sure he outcounted the one in the back.
It's close.
Good shot. Fresher shot.
He's got one stolen, I think, almost for sure.
Yeah. No.
Well, now Blake can run that yellow.
Sure.
Angle's a bit better now. No blue rocks in the way. In the top 12.
Yeah, certainly if blue is not sitting 2, what you don't want to do is
make him sit 2.
Make him sit, right?
That's
to say, here's Zach, here's another one. He's drawing the other way. No, he's trying to tap up on his own rock out here. That's a good shot. Well, it's certainly exposed. No risk. Right.
And you miss it, you come home, what, up 4?
Yeah. Just don't be heavy and double yourself out. Over the top. Boom, boom. No need to be heavy here.
Those are famous last words. I can't hurt myself here.
Yeah, what can possibly go wrong? I love that one in curling. What can possibly go wrong here?
Yeah.
Whoa, didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
It's got legs, I believe, if the angle's right.
If they get it by, this looks dynamite.
No, it's not by.
They're going to tick.
Oh,
it redirected.
It rubbed, and he stole the end. And he got his one.
Got his one.
Big smile from Blake there. He knows that probably wasn't going to happen without the rub. Oh, well, that's curling.
10-4. That should be lights out.
Can we shake at this level? Do we have to play the whole game?
No, they can shake any time, and they probably should.
Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey.
Well, let's take another tour around the sheets here. I'll update some scores. After 4 ends of play, they seem to be playing. Oh, there's 5 in the books. Okay, that sounds a little better. After 5 ends of play, Colgate 2 leads MIT 2, 6-1. Over on sheet 2, it's just been 5 consecutive singles for Penn, and they lead 5-0 over Bowdoin 2. Over on sheet 4, Yale 2 has stolen a couple of consecutive ends. They've jumped out to a 6-2 lead over Harvard 1 over Yale 2. Over on sheet 5, let's see what's been going on. Syracuse took a 3-ender to go up 6-1, but then has dropped a deuce and a single. And they lead, Syracuse leads 6-4 over Villanova 1 after 6 ends of play. And over on sheet 6, Hamilton 1 is having its way over RPI 2. They lead 6-1, and that's after 5 ends.
So we're at the numbers game here in the 7th end. A 10-4 lead for SUNY Poly 1. And at this point, we're just, once RIT is out, once if that situation comes where RIT is out of rocks, we will see the ceremonial handshake in this one, I believe.
Yeah, down 6, they just got to remove 3 rocks. 2 out of play already. Or sorry. 1 high guard, that's probably out of play. Don't see that one scoring. And that one's in where you don't want to be. That one's going to disappear shortly. Nicely done.
Very solid game there from Aaron Bailey. Jackson played well as well. Didn't miss many shots, did SUNY Poly. They really had a good, really good game here. I know they had a relatively easy game their first game. Probably score-wise, this game was a little closer than it looks, but with the big end there in the second end. But they've been solid, very solid.
Yeah, and their misses have been good ones too, so their half shots have been helpful.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely helpful.
So they've been on the right side of the inch all day.
Yeah. And this is just about over. I think
yep. That
is all she wrote.
Pretty much runs them out of rocks. So let's make it official. SUNY Poly grabs a 10-4 win over an actually very good RIT1 team. They just got a little behind the 8 ball there in the second end when the big 5 spot showed up, and that was the end of the game. So I hope you all enjoyed the game. We'll be back at 2:30 with another fine matchup. So we hope you join you then. Until then, this is Roger Allett.
And Dave Craig Nolan.
And we'll see you later. Bye-bye, everyone.